Now, we're going to talk about this later, but you know I love some Aaron Rodgers. I mean, what's not to like about him? Guy can make every throw, got great legs, magical with the football in his hands. There's not a throw he can't make.
I think a big butt is coming.
Ain't no big butt. Little butt. But I'm still not in love with the Packers defense. I still think it's, and I understand that Clay Matthews is finally healthy. They're going to let him play in his regular position. But I don't trust it yet. I got the utmost confidence in Seattle's defense. Because, boy, they got them hellraisers on that D-line. And, that Legion of Boom is back there. And they're healthy. Sherm, Earl Thomas, Cam, KJ, and Bobby Wagner. It's going to be a close game, but it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 30-27.
30-27, visiting team?
Seahawks.
Really? At Lambeau?
Yeah.
On the not yet frozen tundra?
Well,
right?
This has basically been a home-and-home series.
Yeah.
Where whomever's at home, that's who normally wins the ball game. Going back to when Matt Hasselbeck says, we're going to win the toss, we want the ball, we're going to win this game, and he throws a pick six. It kind of started and ever since. The failed Mary, the great comeback that Russell Wilson engineered in the championship game.
There was that one game, the opening night game, when Aaron Rodgers was afraid to throw it to Richard Sherman's side. Remember that?
With the failed Mary?
No, it was another game. It was the next year.
Oh, no, you're talking about the championship. You're talking about the championship.
No.
Well, don't worry about it, Skip.
Yeah.
Both of these teams will be in the playoffs. We're going to talk about, NFC predictions a little later.
We are.
Got a hunch somebody won't be in the playoffs. Just a hunch.
Okay. So, Shannon Sharpe got backed into a week one corner because he picked the Seattle Seahawks to get revenge over the New England Patriots. I don't even think he's going to have the Patriots making it to the Super Bowl because you reserve the right to change your pick, which may be by the end of the show. You may be on the Chiefs bandwagon by the end of the show. But the point is, you picked the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And yet, in week one, they have to visit the quarterback you say is the greatest thrower of the football in NFL history.
Yep.
So something has to give. And you say greatest thrower is going to have to give because he doesn't, it's always built-in excuse. He doesn't have enough defense. It's almost like LeBron.
Ask Tom Brady about that defense last night.
Yep.
When your defense gives up 42 points. When your defense gives up 42 points, let's check how many times Tom Brady has won a game and how many times Aaron Rodgers won a game.
I love me some Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, man, this
Sunday. Just this Sunday. You know what? I do, because this is going to be Aaron Rodgers' game. And the truth is, I think in large part it's going to be his season. I just have this feeling he's in a much better place than he was early last year. From reading the interview, ESPN, the magazine.
Correct.
It just seems like he's cleaned up some things. His relationship with Olivia Munn has ended, and it was in such a spotlight. And he said it was so hard to maintain such a public relationship. And it seems like he's mended a few fences with his family, which was really obviously distracting him last year. I just like where he is. And I liked how USA Today ranked the receiving groups, the core in the NFL. Giants were number one. Green Bay was number two because...
Where are the Cowboys?
Huh? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're talking about Green Bay. So Aaron Rodgers has the second best group of receivers because Jordy looks like he's flying, like he's back to being Jordy, right? And guess who's there? Tom Brady didn't have him last night. Martellus is there, right?
Yeah.
And Randall Cobb's still there, and Devontae's still there, and heck, Jeff Janis is still there, and he can get deep sometimes.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I say, Aaron Rodgers is going to throw a big opening day party on that Legion of Boom defense, just like Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl. And by the way, bottom line to Seattle, you say you're not in love with Green Bay's defense. I'm not in love with all things Seattle this year. It just feels like a troubled team to me. That's just me. It just feels like a team starting to teeter into decline. It's split in the locker room. It has a lot of issues going in, defense versus Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can't stay healthy. They lost their left tackle in preseason. He might not be as protected as you would like, so he's going to get beat up the way he did often last year. He played through a lot last year, but he's not a big man. You know this, and he does need to use his legs occasionally. So I don't love Seattle the way you love Seattle, and I think they're going to suffer an opening day L at Aaron Rodgers. Go, Aaron, go.
Nope.
27-20, Aaron Rodgers over Legion of Boom.
I mean, Jimmy Graham. You like Jimmy Graham?
Again,
Why
I just
do you
don't
pick
love Seattle. I just don't love them. I think it's a troubled football team. You know what happened all year, all through the offseason? They had one issue after another. Defense versus quarterback. Richard Sherman versus Pete Carroll.
What about the Cowboys?
What about them?
One issue after another. Nolan Carroll.
Not team splitting.
One day after being signed. I'm trying to figure out, why did he get a DUI and hadn't gotten suspended yet? What are they waiting on?
Why do we always have to change the subject when I backed him into a corner? Then we have to start talking about the Cowboys. When we're talking about your Super Bowl pick,
I already made my pick.
Huh?
I already made my pick.
Well, do you want to switch?
Your team is going to be 0-1 to start the season.
Yeah, I'll give you Green Bay if you want Green Bay.
I don't want Green Bay now.
No? How about Green Bay, Kansas City?
How about this here, Skip? I picked.
Well, that sounds good.
I picked
Aaron Rodgers versus Alex Smith. Wow.
Skip. I picked Seattle to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't pick them to go 16-0. There will be times this year, I can assure you, that I'm going to pick against them. So if you think you're going to be able to back me in a corner and think I will pick Seattle every single game, I'm not.
But I know this hurts you. This
It did.
tore you up.
I might change my pick before the end of the.
You just might. So I love the Week 1 matchup of your pick versus your guy.